Hey everyone, we are back with another unboxing and first impressions video. Today we're checking out the Samsung Galaxy A56, the newest top-tier device in Samsung's A series. It's part of their budget to mid-range lineup, but don't let that label fool you. This phone is stacked with features that might just make you rethink spending more on a flagship. Now, I was actually eyeing the Oppo Reno 14 when it launched last week. It looked sleek, no doubt, but the price? A little too ambitious for my taste. Then came the 8/8 sale, and while casually browsing Shopee, I stumbled upon the A56 with a tempting price drop. I managed to grab it for just 16,000 pesos plus, including all the stacked discounts and vouchers. Considering its regular price was around 26,000 pesos, that's a massive saving, and honestly, too good to pass up. So here we are, fresh from the courier, box still sealed but pretty beat up. Looks like the courier wasn't too gentle. Fingers crossed the phone's okay, but I'm excited to see what this phone brings to the table. So let's jump into the unboxing and see if the A56 really delivers. At this stage, most of you may have seen a bunch of Samsung A56 unboxing and reviews since this phone has been around for months now, launching back in March this year. But stick around. Who knows, you might catch a detail others missed, or hear a fresh take that helps you decide if this phone is still worth grabbing today. So let's get into the unboxing, and I'll walk you through everything. First up, the box. It's compact, as usual for Samsung. Let's peel off these stickers and crack it open. And there it is, the Samsung Galaxy A56, sitting right on top. As you can see, we've got the awesome graphite color and the 256GB storage variant. We'll set the phone aside for now and check out what else is inside. Now, if you've unboxed a Samsung phone recently, you probably know what's coming next, not much. But tucked neatly under the lid, we do get a few essentials. There's the SIM ejector tool, some paperwork, and a USB-C to USB-C charging cable. No power adapter, of course. That's just Samsung being Samsung. We've come to expect it by now. Good thing it comes with a USB-C to USB-C cable, so I can just use my spare U-Green gallium nitride charger to get fast charging without any hassle. Now let's get this A56 unit fully unwrapped and powered on. But before we do that, let's talk about its design and build quality. I really like how the sides are made of aluminum. You get a solid metal frame, which feels way more premium compared to those all-plastic budget phones. On the front and back, we've got Gorilla Glass Victus Plus, which adds to that durable high-end feel. It also comes with an IP67 rating, meaning it's water and dust resistant. Always a nice bonus. The phone is just 7.4 millimeters thick and weighs 198 grams, which gives it a nice balance in the hand. Design-wise, I love how simple and clean it looks. The flat edges are a big plus for me. I've honestly grown tired of curved phones like my old Reno 12. Flat is definitely the vibe now. Overall, the build quality is excellent, and it feels really solid in the hand. So, let's boot up the A56. I won't be showing the entire first-time setup process. We all know how that goes. And here we are. The screen looks great right off the bat. It's a 6.7-inch Super AMOLED display with a 120Hz refresh rate, offering smooth visuals and vibrant colors. The resolution is 1080 by 2340, and with a peak brightness of 1900 nits. Outdoor visibility shouldn't be a problem at all. The bezels are decent, though still a bit thick at the bottom. That said, it's reportedly thinner than A55's bezel. We'll do a side-by-side comparison with the A55 in our next video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Overall, the display looks fantastic to me, very responsive. scrolling through social media feels buttery smooth, thanks to the 120 Hz refresh rate. And for streaming, it's great to know the phone supports Widevine L1, so you're getting full HD playback on platforms like Netflix and Prime Video. For the rest of the specs, we have a triple camera setup at the back, consisting of a 50-megapixel main lens, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 5-megapixel macro lens. The macro lens could have been better if they had replaced it with a telephoto lens. But considering the price point, it's understandable, and the main and ultra-wide lenses should still deliver solid results. Also, I'd like to mention that I really appreciate how Samsung redesigned the rear camera layout. It's now unified in a single island that blends nicely with the awesome graphite color at the back. Very similar to the rear camera design of their Fold series, it gives the phone a more premium and cohesive look. For the front camera, we have a 12-megapixel lens, which is less than the previous A55's 32 megapixels. They say it's not a downgrade, but actually a newer and better sensor designed to enhance selfie photos and videos. We'll talk more about that in another video dedicated to the A56 camera, in comparison with the A55. Under the hood, it's powered by the Exynos 1580, powerful enough to give you smooth performance for day-to-day tasks and some casual gaming. It also has 8 GB of RAM and 256 GB of UFS 3.1 storage. We'll have an in-depth review after I've used this for a few weeks and experienced everything firsthand, so I can give you an honest opinion on how it performs. Battery is the same as the A55-5000 mAh, but charging has been upgraded to 45-watt fast charging, compared to the previous 25-watt on the A55. We'll see how the battery performs in our long-term review. For the software, we have One UI 7 running on Android 15. The best thing about Samsung's software for the A56 is that it gets longer support, 6 years of software updates, compared to just 4 years for the A55. So that's our quick unboxing and first impressions of the Samsung A56 mid-range phone. I'll be using this as my daily driver starting today, so I can give you my honest, in-depth, long-term review in maybe about a month or so. Please watch out for it. For my final first impression thoughts, I honestly really like it. I love the design, its simplicity, and its graceful look. And at the price I bought it for, it's a steal. It's definitely worth my money. Even though I haven't used it that long, I can already tell. How about you guys? Do you think I made a good choice with the A56? Or would you go for another brand or a more expensive phone instead? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So until next time, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you won't miss our long-term review and camera comparison with the A55. Thanks for watching.